thoughtful speech, and I should take note of one in particular of the six. The other one are in good order. But one of the things that actually I was amazed that you talked about, and it's the beginning of the introduction of our student speakers, is teamwork and working together. The spirit of USC you captured very well. And that is, we are going to have 3 speakers today. GPAs are between 3.87, I think, and 4.0. And they are amazing leaders who have started clubs, organizations, and you will hear about their amazing work. But one thing that is very special about them, as well as and represents our entire student body, is teamwork. I was looking at who is the president of which club, because they all contribute to each other's clubs. And as they talk about their organizations and what they have accomplished, you will, I'm sure, we will have a number, maybe majority of you, who belong at least to one of those clubs and organizations, while you are potentially leading your own. So to start with, I would like to do a very brief 2-sentence introduction of SAMI. I think President Nikias did a great job of talking about our own Sami Cohen, University Salutatorian. And I want to say a personal note. I am delighted to say that I have in the audience Landon Cohen, who graduated from the same program, is starting as a first-year medical student at Keck School of Medicine of USC, and it reminded me that our program has a legacy of bringing family members. I kept counting. I have one of our graduates today is the cousin of the first student 22 years ago I recruited to health promotion program. And I counted what is the largest legacy of relatives from one family who have joined health promotion and global health program. If memory is sharp enough to count all of them, I have 17 members of one family who graduated from health promotion, which says something about the sense of family within this program. And with that, our first speaker is not only the University Salutatorian, but also an incredibly kind individual who has leadership skills that are beyond his age. When I found out what he has done, and I shared it with other peoples in leadership at medical school, in awe, many of them said, what has he done? So Sami actually has done an amazing job to create a help desk for CHLA Hospital, but also has created a way that homeless population in Los Angeles can find and have free rides for being able to get to places where they can have health care. So with that, I want Sami to tell you about his amazing work.
Thank you, Dr. Nizami, and congratulations to the class of 2018. As I tried to figure out what to say today that might be the least bit worthy of this occasion and the enormous accomplishments of every person in this room, I kept flashing back to a transformative experience here at USC. I was a sophomore volunteering with USC Mobile Clinic, and for me, it was a life-changing moment. As I sat at Pathways Homeless Shelter next to the first patient waiting to be seen, I was in awe of my surroundings. When I listened to Terry, the patient, tell his story, my astonishment only deepened. As a young boy, he was beaten by an abusive father with an aluminum baseball bat. When he was 12, he was shot in the ankle, the bullet wound still visible. At 22, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And now, at 60, he was homeless and needed our help. Our being an interdisciplinary healthcare team of USC undergraduates, occupational therapists, pharmacists, medical students, and attending physicians. As I performed my patient advocate role, I realized with certainty what I'd always suspected. I wanted to be a physician. I also realized, perhaps for the first time, what it really means to be part of the Trojan family, to create and participate in programs that extend beyond USC's gates to advance a greater good. Although our time at USC is coming to an end, our chance and our obligation to change the world is just beginning. Every year since 1998, students have stood on this stage addressing peers, faculty, and family members, or at least the 4 best family members lucky enough to make the cut. I would argue, however, that this year is unlike most, if not all, previous years. Our country is particularly divided, with a constant assault on civil rights, freedom of the press, the environment, and affordable and accessible health care. But as USC grads and future health professionals, we'll have a voice or a platform to help ensure that basic human rights are established, respected, and codified in law. As one of the richest countries in the world, why do 1 in 5 children in the United States lack access to nutritious food on a daily basis? Why has homelessness in Los Angeles County surged 75% in the past 6 years, leaving more than 55,000 men, women, and children with nowhere to sleep at night? And why, most importantly, do these problems remain unsolved? We're about to inherit responsibility for righting innumerable wrongs, not only locally, but also nationally and globally. Over the past few years, we've acquired the tools to not only recognize these injustices, but also to meaningfully respond to them. Our USC education has prepared us to examine the broad healthcare issues that stratify society, and to start devising innovative ways to address them. Tackling study topics such as cultural competence and the social determinants of health has made us increasingly aware of the magnitude of healthcare crises that we face, not only as Americans, but as members of a global community. Keck has taught us to think creatively and to think critically, and to never forget that the human connection is the spark that ignites solutions. My personal goal is to seize the opportunity that healthcare offers to promote inclusion and hope, and to rewrite the exclusionary, divisive, and closed-minded narratives that currently define our country and permeate our public policy. If all goes according to plan, every day we'll have the privilege and the responsibility to go to work as doctors, nurses, physician's assistants, dentists, pharmacists, and policymakers, capable of improving the lives of everyone that we interact with. We must not take this responsibility lightly. As we sit here today for the first time as college graduates, it's helpful to recognize that most of us are lucky enough to be surrounded by family and friends who've sacrificed to ensure that we've gotten this far. A huge thank you to everyone who supported us, especially in those moments when we feared we didn't belong here, patiently assuring us that we did. A special thank you to my twin sister, Emily, who flew across the country today to be with me, even though she has her own college graduation tomorrow morning. My brother, Landon, who's been a role model and advisor throughout my time at USC, and my parents and grandparents for being here with me today. I'd like to part with this closing thought. In a world that's becoming increasingly technological and virtual, we can do pretty much anything on the internet. But what we can't discover online is what drives us, what we're passionate about, and what motivates us to be our best every single day. Discovering our true passions is a core requirement, not an elective. We must find what inspires us and commit to it. And I hope that this commitment includes using our education and privilege to advance and improve humankind. When we're asked to reflect on the good old days of college 50 years from now, we may not remember the exact mechanism of DNA repair. We will, however, remember the feeling of utter joy that we experienced when that cardinal and gold envelope arrived in the mail, informing us of our acceptance to USC. We'll remember the sound of the Spirit of Troy playing Conquest before our first game at the Coliseum. We'll remember the lifelong friends who made a school of nearly 17,000 undergrads feel like home. And we'll remember the moments, both big and small, that culminated in our choice to make it our life's work to use healthcare as a channel through which we can leave our mark on the world. Finally, I hope we'll remember what it means to be a Trojan and a responsible global citizen who aims to heal every day. Congratulations again to the class of 2018, and fight on.
Thank you, Sammy. Our next speaker is a double graduate. She